Arsenal in their familiar red and white. And of course one of the major things will be just how much Arsenal have taken out of themselves this week, with the game against Tottenham on Monday, Juventus on Wednesday, and now facing such a formidable challenge here against Liverpool this afternoon. Rick's going up for that one, but Hansen winning it in the air. Sammy Lee and Willie Young. Arsenal, though, have lost only one of the last 18. But Liverpool top of the First Division table. And an early touch here for Ray Clements. Not conceded a goal in the FA Cup this season. Well, Lee got there first. Dalglish being shadowed by Rice. Rice having been preferred to John Devine. Kennedy planting it forward again. O'Leary's got to win this one. And Johnson was right in there. And Arsenal could have been in terrible trouble. There was a certain amount of hesitancy there. And in fact, Dalglish at one point looked as though he might be in on one of his little turns. That's where they had the problem. And it looked for a moment as though Dalglish might get something. Johnson closed very quickly, but was way off the target. Alan Hansen floating it in there again, and Willie Young that time. And Arsenal under a fair deal of pressure in these opening minutes. Thompson now finding Neil. Didn't entirely mean to. Willie Young just woofing it away again, but Stapleton's chasing it. And, well, there was a mix-up there between Thompson and Clements, and even the coolest heads, and Clements is really having a go at Phil Thompson for that. Even the coolest heads in the early minutes of a semi-final, well, might just let themselves down. And it was certainly the challenge of Stapleton there that caused that little bit of upset in the Liverpool defence. So it's Price with the corner. Floated in under that crossbar, and in fact Willie Young's challenge on Clements was a little too fierce, and it'll be a free kick. Brady lying very deep, but now moving into a sort of area, I think, where most Arsenal fans like to see him play, midfield going forward. There's a nice ball played by Rice for Stapleton. Souness there for Liverpool. Johnson's on his way, and Johnson with that long ball forward, and it'll come for Lee, just wide. Well, that was a tremendously swift break from the back by Liverpool. And Sammy Lee's shot in the end, well, it was, as well for Arsenal, it was wide. Good piece of running there by Johnson. And we'll see just how wide it was, always going away. Kennedy. Alan Hansen again. Long, quick stride as Hansen. Souness trying to get it inside. Ricks there for Case, and he's managed it. That's a good cross coming back by Case. And Willie Young was up. A good header there by Willie Young, because Johnson was just behind him. Thompson tangling with Sunderland. Kennedy picking up the loose ball there. Lee making a run from midfield. Willie Young with a header. Lee again. What a ball, and a good one there. Case obstructed by Nelson. And a yellow card for Sammy Nelson. I think maybe a little difficult, that, for Nelson, because he was running so quickly, as you can see here, towards the ball. He checked for a moment. Yes, and maybe it warranted the yellow card. He's okay again now as Neil floats the free kick in. Talbot with a header away. Price missing it altogether. Now Kennedy. Crossed in again towards Johnson and Dalglish. Case again, but a goal kick. Rice. Souness. And a foul by Stapleton on Souness as he was taking that ball away. He's found Colin Irwin, and Irwin in turn putting it straight to Brady. On the far side, well, I'm not sure that it was Stapleton given offside. I think it was more likely to have been Sunderland in a central position, who was fractionally offside when that ball was played. Neil. Case. Lee's gone up ahead, scurrying down towards that corner flag, but running out of... Oh, the ball seemed to be out of play. Indeed it was. Thompson, Souness, Case and Talbot. Ricks couldn't quite control it. Brady. Rice really had to scamper to get to that one. That pass of Brady's just curving into Kennedy's path. Well, they got a header to that, Stapleton. And in the end, it was Ricks who got in there just before Neil, and with a firmer touch, might have embarrassed Liverpool in defence there. Long ball forward. And Neil, I think, may have been slightly casual about it there, and it was Ricks who got the touch, as you could see. Hansen. Neil. Case. And here's Sunderland. Ricks. Playing for Brady. And onside. And Stapleton is onside. Clemens has got to come right out of his goal, and in the end succeeds in getting there just a fraction of a second before the striker. Liverpool very nearly caught by an offside trap there. Kennedy getting the better of Liam Brady, but it's it's a Liverpool throw. The referee started to move as though it were an Arsenal throw, but the linesman clearly pointing in Liverpool's direction. Dalglish. Souness played in for Johnson. Back for Dalglish. Can Johnson get there? No, the long legs of Willie Young, but it ricocheted off O'Leary. Kennedy crossing it in, and here's Case with a chance to head one, but heading it just wide. The bounce of the ball, in fact, just getting the better of Jimmy Case, but it was good thinking to try and nudge a little header in there because he was suddenly free. There's the header. Sunderland. Free kick. Brought down by Phil Neal. And the chance for Arsenal now to put a bit of pressure on Liverpool. Brady curling it in there, and Stapleton getting across the eye line of Ray Clements, but Clements never took his eye off the ball. As Brady floats this free kick in. Could have been difficult, but Clements was there. Now Sammy Lee for Liverpool. Johnson. Always got the better of Willie Young there. But he doesn't get the better of Jennings because he doesn't even call upon Big Pat to make a save. Good snaking run nonetheless by David Johnson, but the finish was not up to his usual standard. He'd already given Willie Young the slip there. Just half an hour gone now, still no goals in this cup semi-final. Neil, Johnson, O'Leary up above them. Brady quickly getting in there, shrugged off it though by Kenny Dalglish. And a corner given, just coming off an Arsenal defender. Dalglish certainly looking full of appetite for this fight. Case with the corner. Hansen's up and Irwin's up. Same towards, well, Willie Young's missed it. It's now Colin Irwin with the shot, but Young and Price between them managed to block it. Souness. Goal kick. To Rice. Been very few opportunities for Rice to make those galloping runs forward this afternoon. Hansen there just touching it off towards Johnson, and a throw given to Arsenal. Doesn't exactly meet with the approval of the Liverpool fans in that stand on the far side, but a throw to Arsenal it is, and it's with Liam Brady now. Stapleton's header. Talbot trying to get in there, a linesman flagging for all he's worth, claiming that Talbot was elbowing. Nelson lost that one in the bounce. Dalglish. Well cut out, though, by Willie Young for Arsenal. Brady to Riggs. Long ball forward for Stapleton to chase, but Thompson looking supremely in command there. But a poor ball out by Hansen straight to Brady. Here's David Price. O'Leary playing it in again for Stapleton. Holding off Neil. Getting his shot in, which was curling and moving a little bit in the air, but Ray Clements nicely behind it. And an offside against David Johnson. Well, here's the Stapleton shot. Brady finding Rice. But cut out there by Kennedy. And a throw again to Arsenal. Well, they say psychologically it's a good time to strike just before half-time. Can Arsenal do it now? With about a minute to go to the interval. Brady. A long shot and a wide one. He was working himself into a useful position. We're into time added on for stoppages. As the half-time whistle goes, the goalless first half that started so brightly and then just seemed to lose its way. And a half-time score in this Cup semi-final, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. We'll be back with the second half. Welcome back to Hillsborough then, as we await the start of the second half of this FA Cup semi-final. 0-0 the score between Arsenal and Liverpool. And we're just waiting for the bandsman to march off the last 2 or 3 yards at the far end of the field. And then Keith Hackett, who I must say a referee who's given this game every chance, will get us underway again. Arsenal, who got this far by beating Cardiff, Brighton, Bolton and Watford. Liverpool by beating Grimsby, Forest, Bury and Spurs. And Willie Young planting that ball forward once again for Arsenal. Here's Graham Souness. Played out now for Jimmy Case. Sammy Lee's made a good run down the wing, and he was perhaps a little lucky in the end, Case, to get it there for him. O'Leary putting it behind for the corner. With me just for a moment is the man who's not in the Liverpool side today, Terry McDermott. Terry, very quickly, no, we'll have to wait for this corner to be taken. Case playing it in here now, and Willie Young again getting up. Phil Thompson, Sammy Lee, Jimmy Case on the far side once more, and Ray Kennedy had gone right in there. And Sunderland had a little bit of trouble getting that away. Good pressure here in these opening moments of the second half by Liverpool as Phil Thompson plants it in again there. Willie Young getting it away for Arsenal. Ricks, the little pass for Brady, with Talbot breaking outside him, or rather Stapleton outside him, and Talbot through the middle. And stopped nicely by Lee. Johnson, with Case outside him. Nelson backing off. And the cross coming in, no trouble for Pat Jennings. Terry McDermott, what do you think about the first half and Liverpool's performance so far?
Well, I thought in the first 20 minutes they played ever so well, because one or two good chances, and possibly could have scored a goal then. They got a little bit dour later on. But the first couple of minutes I've seen here, I mean, I'm quite happy that the lads are looking a little bit more queued up now, and I'm sure we're in for another semi-final.
And of course, if it comes to a replay on Wednesday, are you going to be fit for that?
Hopefully, yes. The way it's going now, it looks like a draw, but anything can happen in semi-finals, and hopefully I should be all right for Wednesday. But I hope we get a result today.
Thanks a lot, Terry. Well, Ray Clements quite comfortably getting that one, and the ball now with Colin Irwin. Jimmy Case. Now a chance for Liverpool to break, and Case's shot not hit with his customary power, and always swinging just that little bit away across the crossbar. And something of a let-off there for Arsenal, because Case was certainly well placed for one of his thunderbolts. As the ball comes into him here, he turns Sammy Nelson, and that's how wide it was. And it's Young who got the header in. Stapleton didn't make a really worthwhile contact at all. Rice caught a little bit off balance by that one. And Johnson playing it here for Dalglish. Played in quickly by him as Johnson comes up quickly on the far side, and Nelson, not sure where the Liverpool striker was, felt that that was the safe way out. And so it's a corner for Liverpool on the far side. Case with the corner, Talbot with a header. Brady, well, he lost the ball there, Brady, and Kennedy just wide. Well, Sammy Lee's persistence there robbed Liam Brady and almost set something up for Ray Kennedy and Liverpool. Arsenal's throw. Referee signalling the play on. The ball with Johnson. Played in now for Jimmy Case. A little toe poke there, and Jennings pulling it down. A real little stab here from Jimmy Case. Johnson playing it through to him. Had to be taken quickly. There it is. Quite a bit of power behind it, though. And Arsenal warming up Steve Walford, a defender. And David Fairclough warming up as well. There's a slight suggestion that Jimmy Case might have taken a knock. But at the moment, it's a free kick for Arsenal. Graham Ricks with it, driven in much lower this time, and it was Willie Young who got a touch there that might have been interesting. Instead, it's a goal kick for Liverpool. So Steve Walford, the defender, comes on to play on the left side of the back four as Sammy Nelson comes off. And Liverpool making a substitution before the game goes on. And in fact, it is Jimmy Case who's coming off. And David Fairclough, the super sub, who takes his place. Young underneath this one. Dalglish is getting in there. And, well, that was a very debatable decision. I certainly think there should have been something, if only a free kick for Liverpool there, because Arsenal were really caught out by the bounce of that ball and the elusiveness of Kenny Dalglish. Long high ball here, allowed to bounce. Dalglish causing trouble and was obstructed there by David O'Leary. Ricks challenging hard on Hansen, but it's Irwin who brings it away. O'Leary doing his best to get in there and tangle with Dalglish, wins the ball in fact. Played back again for David O'Leary. And then Brady playing it on for Stapleton, who's onside. Talbot's made a tremendous break through the middle. It's still with Stapleton looking for a shot and hitting a very tame one then against Hansen, and behind for the Arsenal corner. Price will take the corner. O'Leary's come up. Willie Young's on the goal line, and Arsenal have sprung a lot of men forward into this Liverpool penalty area as Price takes that corner. Irwin got up. Brady looking to dink it back in there again towards Sunderland. It might go anywhere. Arsenal claiming 2 handballs there, and twice the referee said play on. Willie Young right in there again. Clements is down and almost lost it at the feet of Stapleton. And Liverpool, for the first time in this game, were in serious trouble there, and maybe Clements is there as well after that challenge from Frank Stapleton. Well, certainly they claimed 2 handballs in that skirmishing there. As that ball came in and Willie Young was in for it, that's how Clements got injured there, as Stapleton went in with the left boot looking for the ball. But there were a couple of incidents before that slow motion where Arsenal claimed a handball. There was that moment there, and that one there as well. Walford looking around, but then playing the ball straight to Kennedy. Game's warming up a little bit now as Rice takes it up for Arsenal. Played in for Stapleton onside. Clements is coming out, and Clements was a good 8 yards outside his area. And here's Talbot now. Well, Stapleton just onside, and how Clements had to come out to make an important clearance there for Liverpool. Ricks, and this time Talbot making one of those famous breaks of his from midfield and forcing a corner out of Hansen. Price with the corner. O'Leary and Young up yet again. Pressure on Clements and the Liverpool defence once more, but it was quite easily nodded away there by Kennedy at the near post. Price again, looking to get the better of Dalglish and succeeding. A little cross coming in, and Clements just getting it before Sunderland, who, as you can see, finish up painfully in the back of the net. And here come Liverpool. But first, let's look at this little cross by Price. It's a good cross, actually, inviting Sunderland to go in. A little bit of pressure there on Clements, but he grabbed it a fraction of a second before the Arsenal forward. And here's Irwin. O'Leary played on nicely there. What a good ball from David O'Leary, and a good run by Pat Rice. Played in again there. Stapleton turning it back for Sunderland to hammer one in there. But it hit the ball boy and not the goal. But a nice move by Arsenal, who really have looked that bit more dangerous in this second half. Getting men from the back forward, and it was Pat Rice who had so much a part to play in that one. Sunderland shot well wide of Clements' goal. It's Dalglish for Liverpool. Fairclough. Fairclough again trying to side foot one when the Liverpool fans wanted him to really hit one. Tried for the placement. And there was no problem for Jennings. And Dalglish played it in. Got it on there by Fairclough. He gets it back again. Tried the little placement. Arsenal, of course, bidding to become the first team to go to a Wembley final in 3 successive years. 4.5 minutes left in this game to make it at the first attempt without the aid of a replay, but I'm sure Liverpool are going to have plenty to say in those 4 minutes, and indeed in the replay if it happens at Villa Park on Wednesday. At the moment, it's a throw for Arsenal, which Talbot is going to take. It's Brady. Talbot. Thompson's header. Rice. And Talbot onside. Now, has he timed it right this time? Oh, on the top of the crossbar. What desperate bad luck, and look at Brian Talbot there. That was so close to putting this semi-final well beyond the reach of Liverpool, even with their great competitiveness. So very close. You couldn't get closer than that. And we're now playing time added on for injuries, as Phil Neal finds Sammy Lee. Fairclough, and a Liverpool throw. Brian Talbot obviously thought it was an Arsenal throw. It's going to be taken, though, legitimately there by Lee. The ball coming through to Souness. It's with Kennedy. And a shot that Jennings had to get down to very quickly indeed. Well, on the bench they're starting to zip up their bags and prepare for a visit to Villa Park. Once again it breaks for Liverpool and Ray Kennedy. The referee's had another look at his watch. O'Leary getting to that one, turning it away. Arsenal's so right to play him, to take the risk. But here's Kennedy again. Johnson. Souness. And Phil Neal in space on the far side. The last seconds of the game now. Thompson. And now with Hansen. Well, there's space here for Irwin, but he's not going to get the ball, and it's out of play, and we're out of time. The final whistle, and a semi-final that goes to a replay now at Villa Park on Wednesday, with a final score then here at Hillsborough in Sheffield. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0.
So it's a replay. Both sides have slight injury problems. In fact, Liverpool still doubtful about Jimmy Case, who went off, and Arsenal about Sammy Nelson. But whether you're a Liverpool fan or an Arsenal fan, you might well be arguing today that there should be no need for a replay, because each side came away believing that they might have had a penalty in that second half. Well, one man who was very close to both those incidents was the Liverpool striker David Johnson. First was Kenny Dalglish fouled by David O'Leary.
Well, it was one of those decisions where a referee, if he's very, very brave, gives it. And on this occasion, I'm afraid, he gives the Arsenal defender the benefit of the doubt. I thought David O'Leary just stopped and was hoping that the ball was carrying through to Pat Jennings, and Kenny carried on looking for the ball, and David O'Leary just leant into him and just knocked him off the ball, enough for it to make the ball go through to Pat. As I say, a brave referee could have seen an incident there and give us a penalty, but unfortunately it wasn't.
I don't think it was a penalty. I think that maybe Liverpool should have had something of it. The ball hanging up a little bit there, and that seemed to confuse David O'Leary. Does he back into Kenny Dalglish there? I would have said that would have been a very harsh penalty, but certainly he obstructs the Liverpool player. It wasn't a penalty, but it was an obstruction.
And the other penalty claim, was David Johnson guilty of handball?
Absolutely no. The ball hit me full in the face. It never went anywhere near my arms at all. I heard the crowd shouting, and I couldn't understand why, because it was plain to anybody who hit me full in the face.
In fact, there were two incidents there. The first one catches Alan Hansen as the ball comes over here. It's a bit distant for us to be absolutely sure, but the impression is you get that it hits the number 6 on the thigh. Willie Young is appealing, though, and he was very close to it. And as the ball comes back here, and with his arms upstretched, David Johnson, the ball, as he says, smacks him in the face, and smacks him in the face pretty hard as well. Look at the bounce away from him there. And if you want proof that it hit him in the face, well, that's coming up right there. Mind you, there's no doubt that, if anything, Arsenal more than deserved their replay chance, particularly after their performance in the second half, culminating with Brian Talbot's lob against the crossbar so close to the end. And there's little doubt that of the two goalkeepers, Ray Clemence of Liverpool had the more demanding afternoon. For example, did Ray recall that chance for Frank Stapleton?
I do actually, yeah, because it was just after I'd had the clash in the box in which I got injured. And the ball was played over our defence, and you know, it's the way we've played for years and the way I've played in the Liverpool team for years, that really I'm supposed to act as a sweeper as well as a goalkeeper.
Yes.
In fact, these days, more so as a sweeper than a goalkeeper. And the ball came over, and I think in the first place, I thought that Frank Stapleton was favourite to get it, but I had to come because there was, you know, if he had carried on, I would have been lost, it would have been no man's land. Yeah. So I just got as close to him as possible. He had full control of it, and he tried to knock it past my right-hand side, and luckily I just managed to get a foot to it. And, you know, we managed to clear the danger.
And what's your memory of that amazing miss right at the end, Brian Talbot?
Well, I don't think it was an amazing miss. I think that, you know, Brian did everything right in that the ball came through to him, and there again I got out to him as quickly as possible and tried to shut whatever space down that he had. And as the ball bounced up, he lobbed it over me beautifully. And as soon as he lobbed it, I thought that it was a little bit too hard and that it would go over the bar. But, of course, they were kicking against the wind in that second half, and it must have held it up that little bit. And then when I turned round, I thought, oh no, it's going to go in. And I didn't think that, I think it was Colin Irwin and probably Phil Thompson that were trying to get back on the line. And I didn't think they were going to get it. I thought it was just going to sneak in. And of course it hit the top of the bar, and it came down to Alan Hansen. And I think Alan Hansen froze it at the time. He couldn't believe it, and for a split second he didn't know whether to control it, pick it up or kick it or what, because he was so surprised with it coming to his feet.
And the replay could be won by just one goal, one would imagine.
Well, I think that's going to happen anyway. I can never see there being many goals in a tie between Liverpool and Arsenal, and invariably semi-finals are won by one stupid mistake or one spectacular goal. Indeed. I just hope that it's not our mistake and that it's one of our spectacular goals.
I think Arsenal might think differently to that, but our interviewer there was Fred Dinage, and before all you Arsenal fans write to me complaining that we've not had an Arsenal player on the programme, I should tell you that we did try, only to be told by the Arsenal manager Terry Neal that he will allow no players to be interviewed on either channel until the tie has been resolved. I'm not complaining, I'm only explaining, and of course such a decision is Terry's right.